Chapter 4, The 17th and 18th centuries brought a new challenge: the building of disciplinary concepts. For the author, the 17th and 18th centuries encircles what he terms the classical age. The way is prepared for the prison by the developments in the 17th and 18th centuries of the disciplines changed. Individual punishment was no longer portrayed as exemplary for the wider public. Instead, criminal individuals were transformed into docile bodies, to be subjected, used, transformed, improved. Discipline is a series of methods by which the body's operations can be controlled. There were four main aspects of this new system of discipline. First off, there was the art of distributions. This involved apportioning criminals' bodies into certain types of space. This began with enclosure. The use of spaces like military dormitory was fairly common. But it went further. The collective was broken up, and individuals themselves sectioned off into smaller spaces. Architecture could work for this purpose. Just think of the monastic cell, no doubt an inspiration. Secondly, control of activity was a part of the disciplinary apparatus. In effect, this meant timetables. They established rhythm, regularity, and repetition. Once again, discipline took a page out of religion's book. Religious institutions such as monasteries were worthy precursors in the regulation of time and discipline. Thirdly, there was an organization of geneses. Don't be put off by the name. It simply means that one's individuality was increasingly molded through strict procedures and activities. The only way to progress up the ranks of an established hierarchy was to partake in and success a carefully defined completion of tasks. This sequencing of tasks was called seriation. Educational programs were one example. Students pass through ranks of seniority by a tightly defined process of training and examination. As a consequence, individuals were subsumed into a greater whole through organizational structures. Finally, there was a composition of forces. The idea was that the means of discipline would not just control individuals' activities and how their time was organized. Discipline would also control their collective behavior. The structure of every individual's forces would, therefore, brings an efficient machine operating as a social body. This was related to ideas that had first surfaced during the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th century. Individuals' bodies were viewed as cogs in organized structures of production. What mattered was how many people there were and where they were placed, rather than their individual strength or prowess. New disciplinary methods applied that concept in a new context.